What will be the most impactful free agent move or signing out in the NFC West?
I'll jump right in, guys. I'm going to go Richard Sherman.
Wow.
For a couple reasons. One, because of what it does to Seattle, completely disbanding the Legion of Boom for good. Like, there's no more wondering, could the Legion of Boom recapture their glory? And then him coming off of Achilles injuries, the recovery, the procedures on both. So now all of a sudden there is more curiosity surrounding Richard Sherman now more than ever. Even early in his career, when he started to talk and then back it up on the field, it was kind of like we wanted to watch him because, you know, for guys who didn't know Richard Sherman, it was like, who's that loudmouth in the Pacific Northwest? And he went out there and balled out. Now it's, who's the quiet guy that is considered old? And teams are going to attack him as such. You remember when Revis made that decision, he's going to come back on the field. Teams are like, oh, really? Word? Well, we'll take our fastest guy, and we're going to attack you. The question is, can Richard Sherman recapture what he once was in Seattle, and will the safety help be a guy that's constantly shadowing him to protect him, or will he be out there on the island? So for me, being a wide receiver that has been a big fan of Richard Sherman, I'm going to be watching him so closely, and more importantly, I'm going to be watching these offense coordinators. Are you bold enough to attack Richard Sherman? Because, yeah, he had 2 Achilles. Yeah, he's older, but are you bold enough to do it?
Seahawks felt so confident in Richard Sherman, and they cut him, and their arch rival signed him. So it tells you what one team thought about him, and another did as well. I'm going with Ndamukong Suh. It might be boring, it might be cliche, but Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald excites me. I mean, that's going to be really interesting. And Suh went through a couple weeks here where it went from being, oh my God, Ndamukong Suh's on the market, to by the end of this whole thing, who does Ndamukong Suh think he is? Just pick a team. I know the Jets rescinded their offer. The Raiders, there was no visit there. Yeah. By the end of it, it was Rams or bust, it felt like. And he goes to the Rams, and it's almost without any ballyhoo. So here's Ndamukong Suh. Dolphins, they cut him. 31-year-old defensive tackle. What is he? And if he is the Ndamukong Suh that he was in Detroit and that he can be in Miami, man, like, we're talking the best player in football, Aaron Donald, next to maybe the next best defensive tackle in the league. Could be awesome.
I'm going to look at one of his teammates. If Suh and Donald really are the hound in the mountain and they're really doing what they're expected to do, I'm picturing a lot of back foot throws from quarterbacks who have rushers in their faces, and I'm picturing Marcus Peters jumping them all day. I am so in. You said Richard Sherman, who's the quiet guy who's considered old. This is the loud guy who's considered young. I think he's going to love Cali. I think he's going to love the son of Bum, and I think he is going to jump a lot of passes. The biggest beneficiary from Suh and Donald will be Talib and Peters, and I think Peters is the truth. I think he's going to have a monster year. I love him.
I feel like the most great job, the most impactful signings are the ones the Seahawks didn't make. You lose Sherman. You talk about Sherman. You lose Jimmy Graham. You lose Bennett. You lose Paul Richardson. You lose these great players, and you didn't make any marquee signings. You weren't in on Ndamukong Suh. You didn't. So yesterday, I was shocked to hear you say that you're not done with, Russell Wilson's enough. So how much can we really depend on Russell Wilson to do everything? They got rid of everybody and didn't really add any impactful pieces.